Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on my channel for today, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Ayo, and right here you know what we do. But if you're stopping by here for the very first time, I create videos about family, about relationship, and most importantly about real estate. Shout out to everyone that always come back, stop by to see my videos. So let me quickly plead with you that you like this video and share this video, because this particular one will be very helpful to you, especially to the great number of people that slide into my DM day after day, month after month, always asking me questions that they would love to relocate back to the city of Ibadan. I have so many of such questions, and in this video I have decided to put a few things together that I call things to look out for when renting an apartment in the city of Ibadan. If you live in Ibadan right now, you will agree with me that a video like this is very important, because renting an apartment in Ibadan is entirely different from renting an apartment in Lagos, in Abeokuta, or any other place in Nigeria. But if you find yourself watching this video and you do not have any intention of relocating to Ibadan, neither do you have any intention of renting an apartment in Ibadan, I would still like you to watch this video, because it will be helpful for you or to you. It might just be a wake-up call to look out for one or two things that I may or might be mentioning in this video if you then choose to rent an apartment anywhere in Nigeria. So number one thing on my list here, if you are renting an apartment, like I always do on my channel, this is in no particular order. All right, so when you have it, follow it, and then go through by it. Number one, I'm going to be looking down into my phone because I made a list here, all right, in my phone. And so just follow me. Number one, check the neighborhood. All right, check the neighborhood. Like I said, I also make videos about family, and so family is very important. Not just the family, but a unit of the family, which is the children, right? The father and the mother might be able to live anywhere, survive anywhere. Shout out to all the men, right? Some men can live anywhere. I mean, it's just for me to sleep and wake up. Maybe some women are like that. But when it comes to raising children, bringing up the next generation, I mean your generation, you need to be very particular. And if you want to stay in a place like Ibadan, Nigeria, I think it is very important that you put that on your number one list. I mean, it should top your priority. Where do you want to rent an apartment? Is it somewhere? Is the neighborhood somewhere children are worthy of living? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying other children cannot live in that environment, but do you want your own child to live in that environment? So let me give you an example. Say yes, the environment or the compound of the house you just paid for is good looking. What about the people that stay on the street? Is there a market close by? All these kind of things. Ibadan people are known for insults, curses, abuses, and all kinds of things. Do you live in that kind of place? Somehow, do you think that information can find its way into your compound? If that is the case, and you are very particular on raising, children not in that kind of environment, I think you need to reconsider. That is very important. Remember that listening somehow will translate to culture and then get in. So you begin to wonder why your son or your daughter is behaving the way they behave, then you need to change that environment. Still talking about the neighborhood, security is very important. On this security matter, even with the previous one I mentioned, I'm trying hard not to mention any area here, but I have some areas in my head, right? But I don't want indigents or children of that location to come out for me. But the truth is, the environment is very important when it comes to the security of lives and property. Is it a place where you park your car on the street and you get there the next day the battery is gone or the side mirror is gone? Is it one place that you live in and you have to padlock your gate with 7 keys, or you're wondering if someone is going to jump into the fence? The truth is, there are areas like that because they are very prone to security issues and all of these other challenges. So number one, I would say look out for the neighborhood because it is very important. Number two, let's talk about the landlords. All right, landlords are very important, especially in Ibadan. All right, you will get landlords that will push you to the wall. All right. Some landlords are just funny. They are just funny. I know back in the days when face me and face you used to be a thing, the landlord crisis was, of course, on the high side at the time, but it's so shocking again that right now a lot of people do not want to rent an apartment where they live with their landlords or landladies, as the case may be. Some of them can be very nosy. They want to ask unnecessary questions. Some of them are asking you why you're flushing 3 times a day. That's a big issue, right? You're wondering, how did you know we are flushing 3 times a day? Some of them are asking you why you receive so much guests. Some of them are wondering why the water in the tank is finishing in 1 month. It can be very crazy, all right? So before you pay for that apartment, personally, someone like me, I always advise that people get a direct apartment, not one from the estate agent or house agent. I'm going to make another video about that. So let me see, if you want to know why I think you should rent an apartment directly from the landlord, please drop a comment below and I will know if I should make a video about that. But that is where I stand, and that is because house agents can be crazy. We have seen all kinds of atrocities in the past, and I think it's better to get something directly from the landlord. Usually it's also always cheaper, but in this case, if you find out that the landlord is a nosy one, they want to be particular. What kind of job do you do? Why are you coming home at this time? Why are you wearing one shoe? Why are you wearing one? I mean, landlords can just be everything. So be on the lookout for that. Find out the kind of landlord. If it's a nosy one from, all right, initial conversation, I think you should just say bye-bye and never return. Number 3, I'm going to say check out for the plumbing materials or the water system. All right. Check out especially the pumping machine. Check the pumping machine. All right. If the pumping machine is not working the day you went to check the house and you so much like that house, I think you should check it 3 other times. All right. To be sure that the pumping machine is working. I have seen situations where the landlords or house agent, disguise a machine and just put it somewhere so that you pay, move in, and when you get in, you begin to suffer. All right, you begin to suffer for water, and water is life. Wherever you stay in this world, if there is no water for basic cooking, washing, which is laundry, having your bath, using the convenience, and there is no water, I don't think it's worth it. So go there. Check that the pumping machine is working. They may have to tell you that there is no light today, but when they bring light, please ensure that the pumping machine is working. So I am here revealing all the secrets of some of these people. I hope they don't come for me, but if they come, we are going to be here. So check out the pumping machine and be sure that that is in a good condition. The next one is the meter. Power is very important. It's bad enough that we live in a country where we do not even have sufficient power supply. Shout out to IBEDC people. If you live in Ibadan and you guys are watching this video, God will judge you if you are watching this video and you're part of those that turn off the power in some of the areas here. But let's get to the key point here, which is the meter. If that house is not on prepaid meter, which is usually what we see around now, if it's still on the old meter or any other kind of meter where people from IBDC still come to read the figures and give you whatever you need to pay, please ensure that the previous occupants of that apartment or that house are not owing these people. It is very important. So I remember way back in uni, I lived the apartment I lived in uni. I remember at the time when I moved into that apartment, there was a whole debt of about I think 70,000 naira, if I am not mistaken. I think a whole debt of about 70,000 naira on the meter of that apartment as at the time I moved into the apartment. And all through my years in uni, right, myself and other occupants of that apartment lived 4 years trying to pay back for what we literally know nothing about. All right. So I would advise you, be on the lookout, check that apartment. If it's not, prepaid, which you can always manage what you use. If it is general metering and they need to check, I beg you, check out to be sure that the previous occupants are not owing. If they are owing, ensure that the landlord or whoever you are getting the apartment from settle that bill. If they are not even settling the bill, maybe you need to sign a contract, but I'm not even going to advise that. Ensure that they settle the bill so that you can start on a fresh issue, on a fresh plate, and enjoy your good life in the apartment. The next one I'm going to talk about is spiritual. Yes, it's shocking that when you are getting an apartment, someone on YouTube is talking about spirituality, but spirituality drives this world, right? It is now an issue now that a lot of people rent apartments and protect themselves. All right, my pastor used to say that everybody is using something. What they are using is just different. But when it begins to look, it's diabolic here. When you begin to see people hanging something on the wall, you can find a calabash with all kinds of things in there, and your faith do not align with it. I think this is where I need to put the disclaimer. You may just be a traditional worshiper yourself and you align, or maybe your faith or your angle to life align with what you see. But if you start seeing things that do not align with your faith or your spiritual vision, I think you should leave. This is not even the point of having a conversation now. Also, you may have to go from looking at the ceiling, looking at the walls, to even looking at the tile. Yes, you see tiles being broken at awkward places. You see wall cracks on the floor, like as if there's a digging or some form of digging has happened there before. See, if you intend to bring your hard-earned destiny, all right, that God has given to you, your children, your property, into a place, I think it is important for you to look out for these things. A lot of people don't mind lately, and that's why I'm making this kind of video, because I see people coming online and complaining, oh, it was when I moved into the house that I found out, just because they did not pay adequate attention. So please, I beg you, check everywhere, the living room, the bedroom, find a crack on the tile, ask questions. If you need to dig it out, if you really want to stay there. But for me, I'm not just going to advise you to begin to dig out someone else's buried condition. Just go and look for another place. That's what I'm going to say. So note that spiritual is very important here. Let's move to the next one, which is the pipes, the basin, the water system. It is also important. Earlier, I spoke about the pumping machine, but this time, let's talk about the pipe and the plumbing system generally. So check the kitchen. Is the pipe leaking? Is the tap working? Tap is like one of the smallest thing that we overlook. Don't worry, I like the apartment. I'm going to fix it myself. Listen, you have paid so much. In this Ibadan now, where people now pay by the standard, Lagosians, stay away. People now pay as much as 500,000, 600,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment in some areas. I think everything should be on point. Sometimes it is not the fault of the landlord or the house agent. It might just be because, someone moved out and they need someone else in as quick as they can. Check everything. Is the water system in the kitchen leaking? Is the basin in the kitchen leaking? Is the toilet even flushing? That is another one. Because you see, you move in and that is exactly the beginning of the trouble for you. You now begin to call one plumber to another in Ile Tuntun. Ile Tuntun in Yoruba means a new house. An apartment that is supposed to be a new one, and then you begin to repair little things. I think you should check that. One other thing I would add to this is check the doors, check the windows. If it's a sliding window, if it's one that you need to push in and out, please check all of these things. If they are not functioning well, do not fitiju karun. Do not say the area is good, I can manage it. That is the beginning of trouble. All right. But of course, I know there are times in our lives where we are entirely pressed. You don't even have a choice right now. You just need to move into a place. I would just say that spiritual one. You don't want to move into where Ujuju Calabar will be running after you at night. Take spirituality first. So I think everyone may just have to draw which one should top their list, all right, depending on where they find themselves. But I still believe that all of these points you are going to find very essential. And of course, the second to the last one, I'll say check the crack on the wall. All right, we have all kinds of funny construction engineers here and there right now. In fact, what am I saying? Do people still even use construction engineers anymore? All right, you just find bricklayers that can build, maybe a bricklayer that built for my father that will mix 1 bag of cement to 20 head pans of sand, and when they cement the wall, just after one thunderclap or thunderstorm, you begin to see all kinds of crack on the wall. We see that everywhere now. I mean, in Lagos the other day, we saw buildings falling down and the likes, and it will shock you that a lot of buildings are sealed up with paint and cement, but they are not in a good condition. But a lot of people choose to stay where they live because, yes, essential, close proximity to your place of work, the environment is good, but is the house even safe for you? Do you think you'll be fine if you hear that a thunder clap or thunderstorm is somewhere and you're not scared of the building falling entirely on your head? It is very important. So don't be deceived. Open your eyes. Like, I think it was Daddy Shoki that said it. Shine your eyes. Use your ujukurokuru to look at what you are paying for. And finally, let's talk about the sokewe. Health is wealth. Some sokewe, the moment you flush one toilet, the whole area, they are in trouble. The moment you flush just one toilet, all right, ensure that when you go there again, flush. Check the environment. Is there any unnecessary dirty perfume anywhere? That is also very important. All right, that is important. It might not even be because the soakaway or the septic tank is full and they need to evacuate. It could be a plumbing problem somewhere. All right, especially for those who live upstairs. It's not the one you now flush upstairs and those downstairs will not be able to wait. You know, they just have to move away for the next 2 days. So that, and really, you just have to answer the call of nature and it is not your fault. So, these are some of the points and things that I feel that you should look out for. As I'm speaking right now, a lot of things are coming to my head, but I think this video is already long. So let's get down to the comment section and let's have a chit chat together. What are the things that you feel one should look out for when renting an apartment anywhere in Nigeria? And for those who intend to, relocate to the city of Ibadan, I would also love to hear from you. Like I said, I decided not to mention areas in this video so that those that live in those areas do not come for me. But even in the best of the best, you still find one or two that the people there are not entirely comfortable. So that's my video for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still watching this video and you enjoyed the video, please kindly like and share this with somebody who is just about to take this new decision. I'll surely see you in the next one. Once again, like. God bless you.